everyone, welcome back to MGN Diego. I'm Ovela.
I'm M Angel.
It's written right down there, and oh my god, 20,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
My gosh, it's a record.
That's a record.
We got 10,000 more in not even a month.
Milestone.
Thank you so much. Thank you to all of you. And to another 1,000.
Yeah.
10,000.
10,000.
Yeah. We
Yes.
don't know yet what we're gonna do for the 30,000 subscribers, but we'll let you know. As usual.
Should we wait until 50,000 or 30,000?
Yeah, maybe
50,000.
50,000, yeah.
So that we really get time to think about what we can offer. If you guys leave in the comment section below if there's anything you want to know or you want to see.
Yeah.
So we have the time to prepare it,
Yeah.
Yes.
And as promised, this video is dedicated to how we met.
And dedicated to you, subscribers.
And to you. Yes, definitely.
It's all about how we met.
Oh my god, where do we start?
Oh my gosh, good question.
Okay, what you guys need to know is that in 2006, the summer 2006, M Angel and I came to Montreal to study at college, right?
Yes.
But we did not know each other then. We had no idea who we were.
We did not meet.
Yeah, we did not.
If you want a brief summary, check our first Q&A video to know about our backgrounds. But he grew up in Morocco, Algeria, Kenya. And from Kenya, he finished high school and he came to Montreal, Canada, where he studied French.
Multiple things.
Let's say, Francophone University. I was in Silver Spring, Maryland. Well, Maryland. I grew up in Maryland mostly. Born in Cameroon, grew up in Maryland.
United States.
In the U.S. of A.
Very close to Washington, D.C.
Yes. And after I finished high school, I came here and enrolled in an Anglophone, an English-speaking university. And we both came from French international schools. And that's an important piece of information right there. He went to Lycée Denis Diderot. Dennis Diderot? I don't know. In Kenya. And I went to Lycée Rochambeau. Shout out.
Yeah.
And we both arrived here in 2006, in fall of 2006, and studied. And then a year went by and we never crossed paths.
No, never. So in summer 2007, I went to DC for the summer, to spend the summer with my parents. Then I went back to my country, and then I came back to DC so that from DC I could take the bus to come back to Montreal.
Okay, so that's your backstory.
Yeah.
My backstory was that summer of 2007, important fact, I was heartbroken because I was in love in a winter-spring session of 2007, and I had sworn off men that summer. So I was in France. I took a vacation in France, left Montreal, went to DC, went to France to see family, and had promised no more men. I'm focusing on me this semester. How young and vulnerable and impressionable I was. And at the time, I was 18.
Oh, she was 18, so I was probably 20.
You were 20, yeah. Okay. It was August 24th, 2007. When our magical story finally begins. No more preludes.
So that day, I was going to take the Greyhound bus from Washington, D.C., I think in Silver Spring, right?
From Silver Spring,
Maryland, because
my hood.
Because my parents were living around there. And, to take that bus to go to Montreal. And so I get in the bus, and the last person to get in that bus.
Nope, you don't get to mention that. It's my turn.
Okay.
So I'm in Silver Spring, Maryland, at my family's house, and my family tends to drive me crazy. And I had spent the whole summer with them, and I was ready to go back to being independent, free, and far from everyone in Canada, you know. So
In the cold.
it wasn't cold yet, it was still summer. So I was like, I'm ready to go. I'll just wait over there. And my parents generously and kindly drove me to the Greyhound station. I thought I was going to wait for my bus. I was, as I mentioned, early. But I get to the desk, and I remember this sassy receptionist was like, if you want the bus to New York, the previous bus is late. Your bus is probably going to be later. So you can jump on this one, it's about to leave. And that bus was like an hour late, right? So I'm like, oh, I can leave immediately and I don't have to like linger with my parents and, you know, muddle through awkward conversation or pretend to be enjoying myself when I just want to speed out of there. I was like, yes, I'll take it. I'm going. So I enter the bus. I'm the last one in. And who is the first person that my eyes lock with amongst the craziness of things? I had like my bags, I'm going up the stairs, I'm like, you know, a whirlwind of bye mom, bye dad, and they're like, we're gonna miss you for the year. And I'm like, yeah, I miss you too, blah, blah, blah. Oh, gotta
bye,
find
Felicia.
a seat. I look up, yeah, bye Felicia. I look up, and then our eyes locked, and I was like, I can't explain because it sounds freaky and stupid and weird, but there was that moment lasted, it felt like years. I felt like I had zoomed into time and I came back. This is the only time this has ever happened to me in my life. You know how you meet people and you feel like you've known them forever? It was kind of that feeling, but it was also like I had a flash forward and a flashback in a millisecond.
She was just flabbergasted by my cuteness, you know, that's it.
It wasn't.
It was just
Please,
too cute.
I met cute guys all the time. This was something else. I remember thinking, whoa. So it, as I said, it felt like forever, but it lasted like maybe not even a second. I look at him, and then immediately my eyes see, okay, he's in, you know, there's like 2 seats on one side of the bus. He was like 3rd row, you know, and near the window, and the aisle seat was taken by someone. And my eyes dart to the other side and across the aisle.
So basically the bus is like this. There are 2 seats.
Well, I know people should know how a bus functions, okay? If you don't, go Google it. So I dart across, and there's a girl sitting by the window, and the seat next to hers is empty. I didn't even think it was like mechanical. I just sat there. I rolled and I just sat. And then I was like, now what?
But that's the thing. There was a guy between us.
There was
a guy sitting next to me. Then there was the aisle. Then there was M. Angel.
So explain, how was that moment for you? The moment we saw each other.
Hey, I did not see everything that she saw. I just saw a pretty girl enter the bus. I was like, she's pretty. Nice. That's pretty much it. Yeah, because I was busy thinking about other things. You know, it was my first time taking the bus for such a long trip, a long distance, because it's 15 hours or something like that.
Yeah, between 13 and 15 hours, depending.
Yeah, so I was like a little bit stressed, a little bit in my world. So, yeah. But then, so there was that guy between us. Yeah, but he left. He left after a while. So.
We were on our way to New York because the trajet, how do you say trajet? The journey, basically, the bus goes to New York. We get dropped off. Then we have to take another bus from New York to Montreal. So, and there's from Silver Spring, Maryland to New York, there were maybe 2 stops, I think. One in Baltimore, and he got off at the Baltimore stop.
Oh, I don't remember that.
I remember.
Oh, okay.
Because while all of this is happening, at the time, I was a huge journalist. Is that how you say journalist? Diary writer. Yeah. I had millions of diaries because I would just take notes of every single day of my life. I would pour my heart and soul into my diary. So during this ride, I was writing about my experience, about my summer, and about this new guy that I had just seen. And I my goodness, I was the most dramatic teen ever.
Oh,
you
yes,
can
you
tell
are.
I'm not very calm. All right, so we are 2 hours into this ride, and it is August 24th. I mentioned that because it's important, because I wrote in my diary that I, A, have sworn off men. So there's no way I'm going to talk to this boy. B, it's the 24th. This means nothing to most people. But I, at the time, was very superstitious. And the number 6 was like the number I feared the most. A lot of events in my life happened around the number 6. So I was very superstitious. And the 24th for me, it was 2 plus 4, it was 6. Even though I'm born on the 15th, still. The number 6, I feared it because it was just a lot of, I guess, emotional moments in my life. Poignant, not always positive, mostly negative. So I was like, if I'm going to talk to him, it's not going to be on the 24th. I guess you're also wondering why would she even talk to him? I'm the hunter in my life. I've always approached guys. I never wait for guys to talk to me.
Yeah, I've never been a hunter. Women usually come towards
He's
me.
natural prey, and I'm natural predator. So I usually go for what I want, and he just sits there and waits to be, doted upon. On our way to New York from Baltimore, the sun was going down, and I was thinking about it so much. I was obsessing over it. I was like, you know what? Whatever. There wasn't YOLO at the time, but YOLO. That's what I thought. I was like, you know what? Why not try? In my head, I was like, you know what? He probably doesn't even speak French. And he looked to me, I was like, he looks like this Tunisian guy I know, but he could be Latino because there's a huge Latino population in the US, and I just assumed he was, an American. Mm-hmm. So I was like, nah, he's probably, even if he probably lives in the US, I'll never see him again. Whatever. So I concocted this plan, and I was like, I'm gonna turn to him and ask him a question. Do you remember what I asked you?
Did you say, do you speak French?
No.
Oh, no, she probably said, are you going to Montreal?
Not exactly.
Right?
I asked you, hi, sorry, I have a question for you. Do you know how to get to the Montreal gate once we get to New York?
Because it's not easy to get to that gate from
It's not simple, but also I've taken the Greyhound I don't know how many times. I knew how to get there.
Yeah, it was an excuse for her.
I knew how to get there.
But I said no, obviously, because it was my first time taking the bus. So.
Yes, and he said no, I'm sorry, I don't know.
That's not true.
And I was like, tu parles français? Do you speak French?
I do not have that accent.
He did. It was cute. He was like, no, I don't. No, sorry, I don't know. And I was like, oh, tu parles français? And he was like, oui. And I was like, oh my god, oh my god. So
it was very pleasant for me, the fact that she spoke French. I felt very comfortable.
Oh my god, I didn't even mention the detail. Before I spoke to you, while I was debating, he was eating dinner.
Yeah, I was eating a big sandwich.
So I'm looking over at him and I'm like, oh my god, he's so cute. Then I see him eat this massive sandwich and he's just like, and I'm like, he's eating a sandwich though, but he still looks kind of cute. And he was like guzzling down his water bottle with his big ass lips. He was like,
I told you, I was in my world.
He's cute, but he's kind of savage. Just like, in my head I was just like, he doesn't look his best right now. He doesn't look like he's trying to impress me. Like, he doesn't even care that I'm here.
Because just like you said,
you were in your world.
No, and I don't go for the women. The women come to me.
Yeah, exactly. But still, I was like, you know what? Let me talk to this fool. So that's when we started speaking.
So you poked me, right?
Yes, I poked you.
Excuse me.
Then we started talking, and I moved over.
Yeah, she sat next to me.
I sat next to you because we were like talking across the aisle in a busy, noisy bus. It was ridiculous. Yeah. So I sat next to you, and then that's when we started talking, and you were like, "Yeah, I study in Montreal," and I was like, "Oh, me too. Where do you study?" Yeah. At this place. Oh, okay.
Wait, no, you asked me, or I asked you. You said maybe. So what were you doing in DC, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I told her that I was visiting my parents.
Yes.
That that my brother goes to Rochambeau, where she went.
He said Lycée Rochambeau, which is my school.
Yeah,
my high school.
Yeah. And
my grade school.
And then one thing led to another. She asked me where I was from.
No. First, when you mentioned your brother, I was like,
no.
I think I know him.
No.
You said that you have a brother, and you were like, he goes to this French school, Rochambeau, and I was like, yeah, that was my school. And you're like, I was like, what grade is he in and everything? And you were like, oh, he's like 3 years. He was like, I don't know. We started getting to the details of where your brother was.
But it's when I told you where I was from that you made the connection.
No.
Yeah.
What? Okay,
when
explain.
I told you that I was Algerian, you were like, oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, okay. But I think you told me where you were from before you mentioned your brother.
Whatever, but she had the information that my brother went to her school and that I was Algerian.
And then I was like, I think I know who your brother is. And he was like, that's impossible. He came to the school after you had gone. He was at school this past year. Mm-hmm. And it's true, I left in June 2006. He started September 2006. So we hadn't crossed paths. But I was like, I still think I know who your brother is.
Wait, by the way, my brother who you saw in the reaction video of Humble the Poet.
Yes, he appeared in MGN The Echo.
Yeah.
And then he told me his brother's name, and I was like, yes, that's him. That's who I know. I met your brother before I met you.
Like, oh my God.
Oh my God. So the backstory on that was that in December of 2006, this is an interesting story. Mm-hmm. In December 2006, I went back for the holidays. I went back to Silver Spring, Maryland. I was already, first year Concordia. So I went back to Silver Spring, Maryland, and I was home for December. And in December, my school, Lycée Rochambeau, has a yearly talent show. And this talent show is a huge deal. It's the biggest deal at the school. And I used to perform at the talent show almost like every year in grade school. I would sing and dance with Juicy, my girl group. The girl group I was part of. It wasn't my girl group, but it was like my girls, Juicy, rep. And so my younger sister, who is 3 years younger than me.
She's my brother's age, basically.
Yes. She is also a dancer. She was dancing at this talent show in December 2006. So I was there. I was there for the talent show. And a few days before the talent show, I had gone to visit my school. The school grounds, basically. And my sister was there. I think she had class or something. And she introduced me to a few of her classmates. And his brother was one of the people she introduced me to. Mm-hmm. So I had met him, I talked to him, and I was like, oh, he's cute. And I was asking her, is there something between you two? And she was like, I don't know. I think he likes me, but, we play foosball together, but, I can't get a read on him. And then at the talent show, I remember saying hi to his brother.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's how I met your brother.
That's how you met my brother.
And that's how
There's a fun fact is that she went to spend Christmas with her family, and I went to DC to spend not Christmas because we don't have Christmas, just to spend time with my parents because it was my free time. And I went to New York. I visited New York at that time, and then I went to DC. And since my brother was at the same school, he was like, oh, there's this big talent show. It's really cool and stuff. You should come with me to see the school, meet my friends and all that. So I was like, hey, why not? It was really cold also in DC at that time. So I went. I saw her sister. I met her sister. That's the awesome part. I met her sister. And I saw her dance, the whole show and everything. But I did not see. Maybe I saw M. Angel.
Maybe we saw each other.
But never met. So we were both in the same place at the same time. Mm-hmm. But we never met at that moment.
Yeah. So let's fly forward to 2007. We're in the bus and we're revealing all these things. We're like, wow, this is crazy. So many connections.
How did we not see each other during that day?
Also, you also mentioned his high school, Lycée Denis Diderot in Kenya. And I was like, hey, My brother's girlfriend,
studied there too.
She went to that school, and then I wondered if they were the same year, but you guys missed each other right by a year or something.
Yeah.
She was a few grades above, and so she was there too. I thought that was just crazy.
So it was pretty cool, that this crossing, of our siblings that knew each other. She knew my brother, I knew her sister, but we didn't know each other until we met in the bus.
In the bus, yeah. And it was just so easy to talk to each other.
Yeah, because we had not really the same background, but when you go to the French school, you kind of grew up
in a similar way.
Yeah, in a similar way.
Yeah,
international
people who have grown up in different places and who've traveled, who've grown up around people of different backgrounds, have a certain way of communicating that we just connect. The way a person who grows up in one place with the same people, that's your people. Well, our people are other people who've traveled and who've come across other cultures. We usually just know how to... Because we're like chameleons and we speak chameleon, so...
I mean, you've noticed her British accent and all that.
I'm international, baby.
And basically the rest of the ride, we spent it together. 12 hours together.
16. Oh, minus the two
first? Yeah, minus the two first. So maybe 13.
I still think we spent 16. Okay, we'll say 13.
Yeah,
we spent 13 hours talking together.
There was a guy, Québécois, French, I don't know, was trying to take her away from me, but didn't succeed.
He was not trying to take me away from you.
He stepped in, man.
Because, we arrived in New York and we went to our gate. But it was back to school season. The lineup to go back to Montreal was hella long. You have in all the times that I had done the trips, because I had done quite a few, I had never seen this kind of lineup, and I'd never had to wait this long.
Yeah.
We had to wait there like a good 2 or 3 hours for the next bus. Usually I arrive as an hour. I just remember it was a crazy amount.
3 hours, that's too far-fetched.
So we were in this long lineup, and there was this guy, probably Quebecer, or I think he was a Quebecer. Tall, skinny. His name was Alex. I remember, and he was, I think, in front of us. And he turned around to ask us questions, and he kept talking to me.
It's very blurry in my mind.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly, but he kept talking to. Maybe he was talking to us. I don't think he was talking to me specifically.
I felt some kind of competition.
Rivalry?
Yes, rivalry.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I didn't feel it,
but she was not interested by him.
Oh,
so
no.
I didn't feel like I had to fight too much.
No, I felt sorry for him. I was like, He was one of those really skinny punk guys, whose jeans are like skin. And I need a guy whose legs are thicker than mine. I am not about to crush nobody. No. That's the type of legal things. I don't have insurance for you. I need a meaty guy.
So after that, all I remember is that we got into the next bus from New York to Montreal.
Ah, the bus driver!
And we sat right next to the bus driver together.
Front row, first row.
Front row.
And we in front of the window.
Yeah, we had the huge window. It was beautiful.
It was so great.
And we talked so much that even the bus driver turned around and was like, yo, could you guys exchange phone numbers and then talk later? Because we were apparently annoying him. We were talking too much.
To be fair, it was midnight.
Yeah, but so what?
We talked from midnight to 6 a.m., 7 a.m.
Yeah.
So no. I can understand from his point of view. He's like, trying to get on, trying to do my ride.
But he can't sleep. He's driving.
Yeah.
So who cares? It was like a TV show for him, Come on.
Yeah, maybe he didn't want to be distracted. I don't know.
Well, anyway, after that, all I remember is that the view was beautiful. I think it rained as well.
It rained. We saw the sunrise.
The sunrise was pink. It was gorgeous. That's still in my mind. I can still see that. That was beautiful.
It was gorgeous.
That was nice. And she slept on on my shoulder and all that.
Yeah, near as we were approaching Montreal, I think we had said pretty much all we were going to say at that point, and he fell asleep, and I looked at him and I was just like, oh my god, he is so gorgeous.
So she put her legs on my legs, and then she just put her head on my shoulder.
Because I'm forward like that.
So
that innocence.
So we arrived to Montreal, right?
We arrived in Montreal, finally. And we're getting our bags in the morning, and he's just like, "Well, it was nice meeting you.
See ya.
Bye." I'm like, "Wait, should we exchange numbers?" I was like, "What?" After 13 hours, this guy just wants to bail and not see me ever again. I had no indication that he wasn't interested. So he was like, oh, yeah, of course. I was on his phone and we exchanged numbers. I'm like, huh? And then he left. You left with your uncle, right?
No? I left alone.
Oh, I thought your uncle came to pick you up.
No one came. Left alone.
Okay.
But she had her, our friend now, come pick her up.
My bestie at the time. Yeah, came to
Booyakasha Zamzam. That's how we're gonna mention him in this video.
Shout out to Booyakasha. He was always there for me, always on time, always on point.
Yeah.
And then I remember just telling him everything about my ride, and I was just like, oh my god, you'll never believe I just met somebody there.
So yeah, after that,
Did you call me or did I call you?
You called me.
I think that sounds like me. I'm not patient enough.
Yes, I remember. I was at a like a bar or something, or restaurant or something. We were leaving the restaurant, and I get a call from her, and she's like, "Hey, how are you?" And I was so excited, my heart was beating so fast when I got that call.
So cute!
Yeah, because I didn't know what to say,
Oh,
but
that's so cute!
I was like, all right, let's be courageous and say, okay, let's meet.
So it was like the next day or something.
Yeah, so after that we met, and
I remember I'm so impatient. Like that's my nature. I was willing myself, don't call him, let him call you. But hours were going by, not even a text message.
Hey.
I called, your phone wasn't back on yet. He didn't activate his phone service on again yet. So I was like, oh, okay, good. He'll never know that I called super early. So I waited, I think, the next day. Then I was like, he's still not getting back to me. What is going on?
I don't think I would have called.
You see this fool?
So
if life was in his hands, we wouldn't even know each other by now.
I don't know. I'm not the forward kind of person.
Well, you're lucky that I am.
Yeah.
And I have no patience.
Very lucky.
So, there you go. I hunted him down,
and
he was like...
And the rest is history.
This doesn't sound innocent, though, because you were like, oh, you could come over to my place.
Oh, yeah.
But I knew him so well that I was like, this guy is so innocent. Nothing's going to happen.
After you feel comfortable, I open up and then...
Yeah, I think you invited me to watch a movie at your place.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, and then the rest is history, as
exactly.
So that... And then, what is it? 9 long years of happiness, highs and lows.
Yeah,
breakups and makeups. We gotta be honest. We gotta be. This is long-term relationship is a lot of work. But what I mean is that if you want to keep a relationship going for a long time, it's a lot of work, and a lot of people don't realize that, and a lot of people aren't told that.
A lot of work, and the key is
patience.
And communication. That's the first one.
You see how we communicate?
Because if you're willing to communicate, then you have patience.
They go hand in hand. That's true. That's true. Yeah, communication is huge. Tolerance is a huge thing. What I mean by tolerance is understanding that the other person is not like you.
Don't try to change the other person.
So don't try to change them, and
accept
don't
them
try
for who they are. Don't have expectations.
Yes.
From
a lot of fights stem from I expected you to act a certain way because I would probably do it that way. You didn't do it that way. I'm super pissed at you now.
Yeah. This was for our 20,000 subscribers.
Wow. If you made it till the end of this video, amazing. You must be very dedicated.
She can talk, eh?
Very interesting. Hey, I hate it when I ask people, how did you two meet? And I'm so excited to get such a thick juicy story, and they're just like, yeah, we went to school together. We were like in the same class.
Yeah. And also, I'm sorry that, I didn't speak as much because it's weird. It's like the story is not as clear in my mind as it is in hers. It was like a huge deal for her. It was a big deal for me too, but for her it was a bigger deal. So
yeah, I apologize for the details, but at the same time I don't, because that's just how I experience the important moments in my life. So that's how I communicate them.
Yeah, no, you don't have to apologize.
Yeah, you didn't live my story. It was your story.
Yeah. So my story was like a blur because it was the first time that I was on the bus. It was the first experience. Yeah. I hadn't lived in America a long time. I was still getting accustomed to everything. So to me, it was like a blur.
It's normal.
Yeah.
Maybe the story of your first time, you'll have more details about them.
What?
Maybe that's not the type of story that's vivid in your imagination.
Yeah. Okay, so I hope you guys liked our love story, or how we met, and
how I met your host.
How the hosts met each other. And again, thank you.
How I met my co-host.
Exactly. And again, thank you so much for, supporting us, for encouraging us, for requesting tons of videos.
Yeah.
Seriously, now I cannot keep up with you guys. I try to answer as much as I can.
It's a good problem.
Yeah, it's getting harder and harder. And I also want to mention that if you want me to check your requests, I'm gonna not answer, but it's easier for me to check the requests if you put a link on Facebook or on Twitter, I guess. But in the comment section, there are tons of comments, so it's really hard. It's not easy.
That's true.
So thank you again.
Thank you so much.
You guys are part of the MGN, the Echo community and family, and hopefully we can get bigger together. And stay tuned for more awesome reaction videos.
Oh yeah.
And not just reactions, but discussions. Because I'm sure at least half of you come for the feedback and the discussion. Basically for the Echo, not for the MGN.
Ooh, look at you! You think you're so clever. Aw, you're so cute.
So there you go.
Yeah, we're expanding, and that is thanks to you and your continued support. So
for sure.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Peace.
Love you so much.